Let's talk about the tiny moments. The small hinges that swing the massive doors of our lives. What if I told you that the entire direction of your life, where you end up in 5 or 10 years, could literally change in just 11 seconds? I mean, have you ever really had that feeling? Not in a big, dramatic, movie moment kind of way, but in that quiet, unsettling way? It's like you blinked, and suddenly you find yourself living a version of your life that you never consciously chose. So let's dig into how that actually happens. You see, most lives aren't wrecked by one single huge decision. It's not one giant explosion. No, they're usually derailed by thousands of tiny ones. A small compromise here, a quick yes there when you really meant no, and the scariest part? It can all start in a moment so brief you barely even notice it. A moment that lasts just 11 seconds. Okay, so let me paint a picture for you. It's raining. You've got that career-defining meeting coming up, and you've done everything right. You're prepped, you're sharp, you're even early. You're standing at a crosswalk waiting for the light because, hey, that's who you are, the responsible one, the one who has it all together. And this is how it all unfolds. Someone next to you taps you on the shoulder, asks for the time. A simple, totally harmless interaction, right? It takes all of 11 seconds, but in that tiny window of time, the light changes. A taxi roars past, hits a puddle, and your notes are soaked. Just like that, you're going to be 5 minutes late. Now, 5 minutes doesn't sound like destiny, does it? But believe me, it's about to become just that. Because that single, tiny moment just split your reality in two. In timeline A, you walk in on time, sharp, confident, you nail the presentation, you get the deal. Your big project survives. But in timeline B, you walk in flustered, apologizing, notes smeared, and you lose. The practical option wins. All because of 11 seconds at a crosswalk. And that phrase right there, the practical option, that's where the real danger is hiding. It's the very first link in what becomes a long chain of compromise. It's a slow drift built on 1,000 small choices that feel completely harmless, right up until they become your new, unchosen normal. And you see this drift happen in the same places for almost everyone. It's that tiny adjustment to the numbers at work. It's that slightly shady financial shortcut that seems okay just this once. It's swallowing the truth in a relationship just to avoid a fight. Or, and we've all done this, losing 45 minutes to your phone when you only meant to check one little thing. Now, here's the thing that's so important to get. The feeling this creates isn't evil. It's exhaustion. This whole thing isn't about being a bad person. It's about being worn down day after day. You tell yourself you're just being strategic or mature or flexible. But if you're really honest with yourself, you're just tired. This voice, this pressure that's always encouraging the easy way out, it's so common that I think it deserves a name. So let's call him Archer. Now, Archer doesn't yell or threaten you. Oh no, he smiles. He's calm, and he just tells you to be realistic. And then he hits you with the single most destructive line in the English language. Come on, it's only this once. That phrase is absolute poison. Not because it's some big, obvious lie, but because in the moment, when you're tired and stressed, it feels completely, totally, dangerously believable. So how do you fight back? Seriously, how do you stop yourself from becoming that version of you that you don't even respect? Well, you don't have to fight the entire future all at once. You just have to win those 11 seconds right before you make the compromise. And here's exactly how you do it. It's a really simple 3-move system. That's it. First, you pause on purpose. Second, and this one's key, you name the trade. And third, you lock a rule. Let's break down what each of those actually means. Okay, so that second move, name the trade, this is the real game changer. You see, compromise absolutely loves vague, fuzzy language. So you have to make it concrete. You have to state, out loud if you need to, exactly what you are giving up to get this little piece of temporary relief. And this is the question that just drags everything out into the light. You have to ask yourself, if I say yes to this, what am I saying no to? If I say yes to cutting this corner for a client, am I saying no to my own ethics? If I say yes to scrolling for another hour, am I saying no to the real work that could actually change my life? The third move is to lock a rule. This is just a simple, clear, non-negotiable sentence that you create to protect your future self, especially when your willpower is low. Think of them as guardrails for your life. For instance, I don't lie to get deals, period. Or I don't trade sleep for someone else's approval.
Okay, so we have the system, we know the three moves, but here's the thing. A system is totally useless if it just stays as a theory, right? So it's time to make this real. It's time to move from just listening to actually doing and consciously choose your timeline, starting right now.
So think about it for a second. Let's get real. Where is your next compromise waiting for you? Is it in that lonely moment late at night when you're tempted to text an ex you know you shouldn't? Is it an offer for some easy money that just feels a little off? Or is it just that familiar urge to put off the hard, important work yet again? Now, I'm going to be really honest with you. When you use this three-move system, pause, name the trade, lock a rule, it is not going to feel easy at first. It's actually going to feel uncomfortable. And that is exactly how you know it's working. That discomfort, that is the price of admission to a better timeline. So here is your challenge from this whole explainer. Not tomorrow, not sometime next week, today. I want you to pick one, just one, single rule that directly addresses your most common compromise. That's it, just one to start. And here's a super simple way to do it. Just look at your typical compromise on the left and then build a simple, powerful rule for it on the right. So if you're always people-pleasing, maybe your rule becomes, I don't say yes on the spot. It gives you breathing room. It really is that simple. Then, when that pressure inevitably shows up, and trust me, it will, you'll know exactly what to do. You just give yourself 11 seconds. That's all the time you need to pause, to name exactly what you're about to trade away, and to remember the rule you made for yourself. And in those 11 seconds, you just ask yourself this one final question. Will this choice make my tomorrow heavier, or will it make it lighter? That's it. That's the whole game right there. The answer tells you which timeline you're choosing. So choose the one you can respect.